is up, guys? It is Peyton, Cam, and Alex back with the breakdown. Today we are breaking down our wide receiver list, but not only our wide receiver list, our best value picks, our worst value picks, our sleepers, our guys we need to have coming out the draft, and the guys we are leaving at the table. So, starting off with our best value picks, who are we thinking about right now?
I got two guys who I think are my best value picks in the draft. One, Michael Gallup. Two, Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown is going behind DK Metcalf, Terry McLaurin, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Mike Williams. I'm taking Hollywood Brown over them 100% of the time. And then Michael Gallup is going as the wide receiver 51. That is extremely late. That's like drafting was like your wide receiver 6. You're not going to tell me you want Michael Gallup as the wide receiver 2 in the Dallas offense. Incredible value.
I have a lot of guys at some good value. Starting off, Godwin at the 57th pick. Considering the reports are true, you're getting a guy at the 57th pick who was drafted in the second round last year. And this guy is the wide receiver 1 on a Tom Brady-led offense and a high-powered Bucs offense. To get him at pick 57, what is that, round 6, round 5?
Yeah, round.
I think that's insane value. And then another guy, Adam Thielen at pick 71, who was on pace for 1,200 yards and I think 14 touchdowns last year before he got hurt. People say he's touchdown dependent, touchdown reliant. No, he's a touchdown magnet. That's what he is. He's the most efficient red zone wide receiver in the league. And to get him at pick 71, I think is great value.
My best value picks are Keenan Allen his current ADP is at 29. I think it'll drop for sure. But at 29, Keenan Allen, that's a steal. So a little earlier than y'all's. And also, Bobby Trees coming off the ACL. He's going to be the wide receiver 1 in that offense. I know Traylon Burks is going to be the wide receiver 1, but it's going to be Bobby Trees, especially with Tannehill. I mean, a veteran in that offense, like they're going to need him step up, come through. I see him like a Hunter Renfrow role as he did last year.
Mm-hmm. He's super solid.
Yeah, a guy that's kind of gave you 8 receptions a game, close to 80 yards, 61. That's his.
People were drafting Woods over Kupp last year because they were expecting Woods to take the Kupp role.
It took him what?
I was a big Robert Woods guy last year.
People were like, oh, because they had this expectation that he's wide receiver 1, all this with Stafford.
He wasn't bad.
He was a 15, 16, 17
He was
point per
super
game.
solid. He's just not really a flashy guy.
Exactly.
So moving on from our best values, who are y'all's worst values?
Okay, kind of. I said earlier, Tyreek Hill at 19 I don't like Tyreek Hill at 19. Personally, I'm taking him at the other end of my turn. If I have the 304, the pick 4, I think I'd take him in my 3rd round. Maybe not even then. But Rick at 19 and then AJ Brown at 28. That's one above Keenan Allen. That's ridiculous. AJ Brown. I've heard reports that Jalen Hurts is not even looking as a starting quarterback at training camp right now. So, especially with DeVonta Smith in that offense, I don't see AJ Brown.
To piggyback on what you said about Tyreek Hill, he's going almost a round or a whole round ahead of Keenan Allen and T. Higgins.
Yeah.
I would much rather wait around and draft Keenan Allen and T. Higgins because I think there's a good chance that their production is the same. If not, I can see Keenan and Higgins both outproducing Tyreek Hill, depending on the quarterback.
I don't know. I don't think Tyreek Hill is that. I don't think he's the worst value because you look at it's all within about 4 or 5 picks of Hill, Higgins, and Keenan. So if you were to take Hill over Higgins, Hill's upside I think is really much higher. But his 4 is not as low as
shallow as you think.
Yeah, I don't think it's as shallow as you think. Because Tyreek Hill's still a guy, a playmaker who they're gonna get him the ball.
Another guy I have as a bad value is Hunter Renfrow. Going as a wide receiver 32 at around pick 80. He's going ahead of Judy. He's going ahead of Juju. He's going ahead of Burks and going ahead of Bateman. Mm-hmm. I like all of those guys ahead of Hunter Renfrow this year.
All of those guys can be the wide receiver 1 in their offense.
And Hunter Renfrow is the solidified 3rd option.
Third receiving option. I'd say 4th option.
Judy is crazy to me. When I saw Judy, I was like, because Judy has a good chance to be the wide receiver 1 in the Broncos offense led by Russell Wilson. So from Fantasy Pros saying Renfrow is consensus over Judy, that absolutely shocks me.
And
that's why he's one of my worst values.
For me, I have AJ Brown as they had him at pick 10 fantasy pros, and then we already
Wide
spoke on
receiver
that.
10.
Yeah, wide receiver 10. And then I have Gabriel Davis at pick 73, wide receiver 27.
I
And
like
he's
that.
going ahead of guys like Elijah Moore, Allen Robinson, Adam Thielen, Michael Thomas, Jerry Jeudy, Juju, Tyler Lockett, Devontae Smith,
Yeah.
Rashad Bateman. I can keep going. Robert Trees. I can keep going on and on and on. Gabe Davis has not proved anything but one game.
One good game.
In the
In the
playoffs, by
playoffs.
the way, not even
In the
fantasy.
playoffs.
Yeah.
Right?
He's
He's going over a guy like Elijah Moore, who was a top 5 guy from week 6 until he got
in a
hurt.
horrible offense.
Yeah. It was a horrible offense.
I've seen, Gabriel Davis did not even outproduce
Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley and Emmanuel Sanders last year.
Exactly.
And he has one good game in the playoffs, and we're all suddenly jumping on the
Right.
Gabriel Davis hype train.
I think he's gonna be some great wide receiver too in your
Beasley
fantasy
and
team.
Sanders were dirt. They were old dirt last year, and he couldn't even get on the field over them. So what does that tell you about? I love that Gabe Davis.
Yeah.
And then we spoke on AJ Brown. He's going. No,
Way too high for
yeah.
me. Favorite sleepers. Who are we liking as our sleepers?
Okay,
Sleepers.
I wouldn't say this is a deep sleeper. I love Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks is in the ADP around like 60 right now, which I think is a little too low for him. So I think I also could be a value pick. But a sleeper when he's a wide receiver 1 on the offense, which they're gonna be down in a lot of games. I mean, the Texans are not a good team.
What I think of Brandon Cooks, I think Brandon Cooks is he's kind of like DJ Moore in a sense, but he's going 2 or 3 rounds later than DJ Moore.
He's-
They're both really consistent with their yard. They usually rack up 1,000 yards each year, except Brandon Cooks is going a lot later.
Yep.
So
To
I
be
like
fair,
that.
He
DJ
does
Moore's
have-
a lot more talented.
Yeah.
Don't get me twisted there.
Cooks has Davis Mills as quarterback, who had a good rookie season, but do we see much progression from Davis Mills?
But I don't think you need to see too much progression.
Because last year Cooks is a guy that's gonna be like either your wide receiver 2 or your best flex option
I
in
think
most
he's
leagues.
like
I
he
would
could
say.
be a high wide receiver too.
I could totally see that as well.
And
Especially, I mean, he didn't have many touchdowns last year.
No, he didn't.
Like if a
Right.
touchdown,
But that's what I'm
maybe
saying.
a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. With Davis Mills as quarterback, how many touchdowns are you going to get from him?
I mean, he was a wide receiver 2 last year anyway, so I don't think you need to see a humongous production.
No, I think he dipped a lot towards the end of last year. I mean, he started off pretty high and then he kind of plateaued out and then started going towards.
did he deal with injuries? I want to say I feel like he missed a couple of games due to injuries or COVID or something.
We'll see. I like that pick though.
You got
Cooks was a
what,
good
what are your
value.
sleepers that you're liking, Cam?
Mine, I have 3 pretty good sleepers. I like Michael Thomas,
Yeah.
and then I have Ayuk at pick 100. So
I was gonna pick Ayuk as well.
Ayuk at pick 100, and he's going after, or he's going before. Yeah, no, he's going after guys like D Hop on a 6-game suspension, Devontae Smith and Rashad Bateman, who are good guys, but I think Ayuk, they wanted more from him last year, and he was just kind of rocky. But he'll definitely be like more focused into the offense now with Trey Lance
I
at
see he's been
quarterback.
balling out at camp too. The guys I like for my sleepers are Marcus Valdez-Scantling and KC. Obviously, he can be Mahomes' #1 deep threat. I've seen he's been doing really good in camp. And then Kadarius Toney, because if they unlock him in that offense, I think we saw the flashes last year when he looked absolutely unreal.
Wow. Do you want to say that?
As we are recording this video, the Yankees have just landed Frankie Montas from the A's and Lou Trevino. Big Yankee fan here.
Wow.
Check the TikTok. There will definitely be a
Yeah,
TikTok,
we have to talk on that one. Wow,
so
that's crazy.
Stay tuned for that.
It'll already be out before you're seeing this, so it don't matter anyways.
But going back to what I was saying, Kadarius Toney is extremely talented. We saw him torch Trayvon Diggs last year for about 180 yards.
Yeah.
So
And just mine as well. As you said, Judy can be the wide receiver 1. I think Sutton can be the wide receiver 1 in that offense too. I think he
agree.
could. People are saying he's next Cooper Cup, whatever. I don't see all
that's
that.
a little extreme.
That's too much. But Russell Wilson, I mean, he's been known to have
Deep ball.
Lockett, DK, like
Incredible deep
those
ball.
guys have exploded a few games with him. So it's like you could see Sutton, especially in that division's high-scoring offense, they're going to throw the ball a lot. I know with Javonte in the backfield, but also they're going to be throwing the ball a lot, trying to unlock Sutton. They just gave him that big contract. Like they're going to throw the ball to him.
So moving on to our next part is the guys you need. Who are the guys you need going into your draft? You're willing to reach.
Touching on what Cameron said earlier, Adam Thielen is a guy that I need in my squad. I need him on my squad, and also Marquise Brown is an absolute need on my team.
I think we're all. We got a little Marquise Brown.
If I get the Marquise Brown stack with Kyler Murray, I'm winning the league. That's just it.
One guy I touched on a few videos ago was DJ Moore. That is a guy I need. I think the value on him is too good. The guy that's going to get you probably 1,000 plus yards, upgrade at quarterback, and a 25+% target share. It's just something that you can't really throw under the bus. Oh yeah, but he doesn't produce. But he does produce. Just not those numbers.
Just not fantasy wise. He doesn't produce fantasy wise.
I'm gonna touch back on what Cameron said. A guy I need is Michael Thomas. I've seen him go. I've seen him in camp. No tape, no brace on the ankle. I mean, come on. If he's healthy, this is a guy who you could get a wide receiver 31 and who could be a top 10 guy, top 5 guy, because we've seen it before. He was one of the best wide receivers in the league a couple years ago. So Michael Thomas is a guy I need on my team, especially at that ADP. Yeah. Especially at that value at wide receiver 31.
Exactly.
I think going into guys you avoid
at all costs. We don't want any part of them. I think
Alex and I had the exact same list.
Exact 2 guys, the Ole Miss teammates, AJ Brown and DK Metcalf.
I'm with that AJ Brown. I don't like AJ.
They might be freaks on the field, but they're not freaks on your fantasy.
It has nothing to do with their talent.
No,
it has everything to do with their situation.
I don't know. I don't think I'm completely avoiding DK. I think if I get him at a good price, I would definitely take him.
Just as the
wow. Stove is hot.
Stove is heating up in the MLB right now. Send him more TikToks. Holy.
But for me, DK Metcalf, I just can't see myself touching DK Metcalf at all this year. With the quarterback situation, it's so bad. It's Geno Smith or it's Drew Lock, unless
what would y'all take unless they get Garoppolo?
Oh, if they get Garoppolo, I think he's at wide receiver 19 right now, 47. I think he jumps to like 14 or 15. I'm completely fine with taking him as like my wide receiver 2. Yeah. But right now, I want no part of him.
One guy that I don't really like, I don't like Mike Williams that much.
I agree with that.
I really don't. They gave him a lot of money, but it's just something about it, right? Like
the volume, the receptions are not completely there yet because Keenan Allen is still in that offense.
Well, and not to mention Mike Williams has such a specific role, which he did expand on a little bit last year. But if everyone remembers, he came in the league as a jump ball guy.
Yeah.
He's probably the best at his.
He probably is the best at his job is a jump ball guy. But I agree with you. What is he wide receiver 18?
I have it down here, but
I think he's wide receiver 18, 17, something like that.
Yeah.
Another guy behind Hollywood Brown, which I cannot imagine taking Mike Williams over Hollywood Brown going into this year.
Absolutely not. I could. Wait. Let's see what on the ESPN list.
My next guy is Darnell Mooney.
You're avoiding.
I'm avoiding.
Really?
Wow. This guy was on the fence. I mean, not a fan of the Bears. Period. I don't like Justin Fields.
The Bears.
And Darnell Mooney's going before Brandon Cooks. He's going before Amari Cooper. He's going before Cortland Sutton, Elijah Moore, and Adam Thielen.
That is.
It's awful value, and it's good talent. He had 1,000 yards last year. Not really fantasy relevant with.
And I think somebody that absolutely nobody is talking about, like we hit the snooze button on him like 7 times already. Allen Robinson filling that OBJ role in LA. The production, the volume there can be ridiculous for Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson was the guy that was getting drafted in the top 3 rounds a few years ago.
I think he was top 3 round pick last year. I think it was the 3rd round pick.
He was the 3rd round pick last year. Like the talent's there, the hands are there. Just the production hasn't been there. The quarterback play hasn't been there.
Even though he's the number 2 option, I think he could be I think he could elevate on Robert Woods' role.
Right. Last year was 100%. It was 100% a fluke year last year. He was checked out. He did not want to play for the Bears under the franchise.
And there was nobody.
Why else would you want to play if they don't want to pay you?
And they're playing. The situation was awful, bouncing back and forth from Justin Fields to Andy Dalton. It was it was honestly just a mess.
I mean,
and they wanted him bad. McVay said he really wanted him to bring him over. So
and his ADP is 67 right there. I mean, that's in the 7th round.
That's a flex or a wide receiver 3.
That's ridiculous value right there. Scantling. This could be an absolute
steal
diamond in the rough.
Right.
Marcus Scantling. Think about it. Last year, he had some games with Aaron Rodgers where he went off. He got some deep balls. Like, that's just how it goes. With Patrick Mahomes expanding that field, especially with Kelsey, them locking in on Kelsey this year over the middle of the field, it's going to open up so much for Marcus Valdez over.
Kelsey doing his thing in the middle. You have Juju probably working the slot. And that leaves Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Sky Moore to man the outside. And Scantling's a deep ball threat, and he has arguably the guy with the best arm in the NFL.
Another big flyer that I had written down as wide receiver 54 was Rondale Moore, who is a playmaker, who is electric, and is alongside Kyler Murray, and for the first 6 weeks will be the wide receiver 2 for that team. And I think at pick 137, there's great value.
And I think that offense is one of the offenses kind of similar to like a Cincinnati or a Tampa Bay, where if they're firing on all cylinders, they can have 3 wide receivers
who can produce,
like Tyler Boyd, Higgins, and Chase.
Right. Not to mention,
it's not out of the realm to see Hopkins, Brown, and Rondale all
be fantasy.
I think a common theme we've seen, we all really like the Cardinals offense this year.
We do like the Cardinals offense.
With the guys like James Conner, Hollywood Brown, Kyler Murray. I think that's going to be a really high-powered offense, especially Hollywood Brown.
And a question I want to ask you is, are we totally fading the Patriots right now?
No, I love Devontae Parker.
Do you really?
He's balling out at camp.
Oh, but
he was one of my guys.
He's a super late round pick.
He's after all those guys we just named. He's after Rondale Moore. He's right here at.
So you're drafting him as a depth piece. Yeah.
Pick 58 or wide receiver 58.
Okay, yeah, so that's good value.
149 for that's great value. He had 1,200 yards one year.
I mean, yeah.
With who had his
Devontae Parker used to be a freak, man. Like
Matthew Fitzpatrick had his quarterback 1,200 yards. Who was it? I don't know. But you get Mac Jones.
He had some good years.
Yeah, I think he's a good was it outside the lines receiver? That's what they say.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think he's the wide receiver 1 of this team. We traded for him. We wanted him. He was our guy. So we'll see.
If you guys are looking for anything else y'all want to see on the channel, on our TikToks, on the Insta, whatever y'all want to see, tune in, make comments
down below.
That wraps up our wide receiver segment. We will see y'all later. Dons! Peace.